everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Articulating with David Barnett. I am your host, Anna Thornton, and as always, I am joined by my co-host, David Barnett. Welcome, David.
Thank you.
And today, you might have noticed a little bit of a change of scenery. We are in our framing room, and this is where we design custom frames for artworks in the gallery collection, as well as for clients. And so today we are going to discuss the ins and outs of picture framing. And David, he's been in the picture framing business for over 60 years now, so he has a wealth of information and knowledge to share with us. And with big box stores selling ready-made frames, the art of custom framing is kind of becoming a lost art, so it's really more important than ever to keep that tradition alive, and we hope to kind of showcase how we do that here at the gallery. So with that, David, I will let you take it away.
Thank you. So, as Anna was saying, the art of framing is something that is very special and getting more and more scarce every day, because the number of frame shops, professional frame shops, has diminished greatly over the last 40 years, because it's basically a mom and pop business,
Right.
and mom and pop aren't around anymore. And so it's hard to find qualified frame shops or galleries that do custom framing. But of course, we're the oldest gallery in Wisconsin, being in business for over 60 years, and we started the framing business over 60 years ago as well, because obviously when you're selling art, you have to display the art, and you can't display it unless you frame it. So there's two really main functions when it comes to framing. The first function, of course, is to protect the artwork.
Right.
And so the materials over the last 40, 50 years have improved dramatically in terms of the archival qualities of the framing materials.
And for our viewers who might not know, what does archival mean?
Archival means that, for example, the mat boards are 100% acid-free rag mat boards made from cotton rags, compared to in the old days they were made from wood pulp, which left permanent stains on the artworks, and then it caused problems with artworks that would have to be restored at a very expensive price.
Right.
And so museum glass, for example, that protects the artwork, 99% UV protection. There's UV plexiglass, there's museum acrylite, different products in the market that are really amazing today. But they are expensive, and framing has gotten expensive. There's no two ways about it, but that's the way it is. That's just the way it goes. So if you have a work of art, you want to preserve it, you're better off to use archival materials, because down the road, you're going to end up with a big restoration, conservation problem. You're better off to spend the money now and do it right the first time.
Yeah.
Then the second, and equally as important, is the idea that you want to bring out the best in the artwork. So there's different styles, as you can see, of framing. There's contemporary, there's traditional, there's Italian, there's French, there's Spanish.
You name it.
You name it, yeah.
There's all kinds.
Yeah. And the other thing when it comes to frame, the policy is whatever you're doing in terms of the framing procedures, you want to be able to reverse that process completely and theoretically be able to return the artwork back to its original state, which doesn't really happen often, but you want to still keep that in mind when you're doing the work. So there's so many different styles, as we said, and of course different price ranges for framing too. There's metal leaf, there's gold leaf, there's 22 karat gold, there's 22 karat white gold, there's 12 karat white gold, there's hand carved. So we'll go through some of the different styles and periods.
That sounds great.
So for example, this molding here is called a floater frame, and this is used for canvases only with no glass.
And I know some artists prefer to just paint the sides and leave the canvas the way it is, but what are some of the benefits of framing a canvas in one of these floaters?
The primary benefit, of course, is to protect it from getting damaged.
Right.
Because if it's just the canvas that's out there without any protection, it could get damaged.
Exactly.
So the frame protects it. I'm glad you brought that up.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So as far as different other choices, like it's white molding is very popular today, and it's on the less expensive range. This is another popular patina we call platinum. It's not silver and it's not gold exactly,
Yeah.
but we use that a lot because, as I say, you want to bring out the best in the artwork.
Right.
And so that's something that it's kind of hard to articulate. You really have to see it.
Yeah.
So when people come in for framing, we go through the process where we find out what they like, if there's any particular interest, and then we start with that. In most cases, people rely on us. There's a lot of new moldings. For example, here, this is Italian molding. It's fairly new. It's a gold leaf, but it's less expensive than some of the handmade gold leaf frames that are made for us in New York. For example, this molding is $41 a foot, whereas by comparison, for example, now this is a bigger, but this is 22 karat gold, and this is $158 a foot.
Wow.
Which is bigger too.
And how can you tell the difference between a molding that has gold leaf versus metal leaf?
If you look at enough frames, you can see from the patina on them. Yeah. This one actually is made to look like gold leaf.
Oh.
So that's kind of a tricky one.
Yeah.
But
Is
you get
it
the gold leaf at less cost.
something about the luminosity?
Well,
of
so
the
when they
patina?
make gold leaf frames, they apply the gold leaf
Mhm.
in 3 or 4 inch very thin pieces of gold leaf.
Mhm.
And so where they overlap, you see
Oh.
these lines like that. And
Interesting.
that's why they wanted to capture the essence of a gold leaf frame without the cost.
Wow.
Like this one is $29.40 a foot. Or like here, this is the Art Deco molding. This is $360 a foot. So now let's talk a little bit about how these 22 and 23 karat gold leaf frames are actually made.
Yeah.
It's about a 10-step process. It's
Really?
very complicated, and there's not too many places in the country that can make these anymore. You start with the raw wood, and then, so you can see that, the wood.
Yeah.
And the wood, so it has to be made just from raw stock, and they have special cutting blades that will cut the shape of the molding. The next step is to put a gesso or the white under coating on there on top of the wood, and then but with a molding like this, because it's all hand carved, that gets done before the gessoing.
Okay.
And you can see all the details in that.
Right.
Quite elaborate.
It is.
So the more elaborate, the more hand carving, the higher the price. That's why I said this is $360 a foot.
Yeah. And what purpose does the gesso serve?
So the gesso gives you a ground to put the gold leaf on. Yeah. Anyway, so then after it's carved, then the gilding gets done and put it on in 3 or 4 inch very thin sheets, and it gets burnished in. And then it gets, but actually before that, there's another step. It's putting the clay rub on. And so in this case, it has red clay, partly red clay rub.
Mhm.
So it looks like you can see that underneath.
Yeah.
But you could have red clay, gray clay, purple clay, depending on the patina that you want. So it's all, everything's custom, so
Right.
the client can have virtually anything they want. Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, and then after the gold leafing is done, then it gets varnished to protect it, and then you can put the painting in.
Wow.
This particular frame here is called, it's Italian,
Ooh,
it's called sgraffito.
fancy.
Yeah. So where you've got the black, and then that goes over the gold leaf, and then it's called sgraffito because you scratch into it and draw your design in there.
Wow.
And so that gets your fancy.
So that's all hand drawn.
All hand drawn, yeah.
Wow.
All done by hand.
Who first invented the sgraffito process?
That was done back in the 1500s in Italy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, if we had a Leonardo da Vinci painted, it might have sgraffito frame.
Wow. Cool.
But we don't have that.
Oh, did we sell it?
The Louvre has it,
Oh,
the Mona Lisa.
wow. One question I had about gold leaf was, I know there's a particular process called water gilding. I was wondering how that differs from regular gilding.
That is a good question that I don't know the answer to.
Okay.
Good question, though.
Yeah, we'll have to read up on that, I guess.
Yeah. Now here's another molding here,
Mm-hmm.
and this is metal leaf molding with a beaded lip. So
Mm-hmm.
this is more of a traditional frame.
Okay. And metal leaf, that would be, what metals besides silver or gold are used in that?
It's not 22.
Yeah, just
It's
other metals?
From metallic paints.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So you have a gold and a silver.
Nice.
And then like this one here.
Mm-hmm.
This is a frame, so it's not hand carved,
Mm-hmm.
but you get a hand carved look,
Mm.
and that's put on with it's called compote,
Oh,
and it's like a glue and a clay
yeah.
that gets mixed together,
Oh,
and then they put that on with a mold,
interesting.
so it actually looks like it's hand carved, but it's not.
Right.
But it's a lot less expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another interesting molding that's fairly new. Beautiful molding with gold leaf, and then a natural dark mahogany.
What would look good in a frame like that?
A more traditional artwork,
Mm-hmm.
but it could even be a modern artwork too.
Yeah.
Then here's a natural wood frame,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of a contemporary museum look. Like people want something like that. It's like a deep shadow box frame.
Yeah.
It's quite deep.
Didn't we frame a Picasso ceramic using that molding?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. It turned out great.
This is another new molding that we got in, and it's it has like a copper and bronze look, and then with like a gray.
That's a nice option.
Yeah. So this is a leather frame. These are made in Peru. They're all handmade. So this is good for equestrian paintings, or it's good for if somebody has a Western decorating theme. Put a mirror in here too.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Now here, this frame here, this is all hand carved wood.
Wow.
Yeah. And then with a 22 karat gold leaf lip.
I imagine that hand carving process is very time consuming.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's very few people that can do that kind of hand carving anymore in the country.
How does one train to become a picture frame?
Well, the best way is to work in a place where you have knowledgeable people and they can hand train you.
Nice.
Yeah. We made a big frame like this for a client and put a mirror in it for the entrance of their house.
Wow.
Yeah. This sells for about $225 a foot.
Wow.
So as you can see, there's thousands of different moldings. Then if you want to grab a couple of liners and the master, we'll talk about matting artworks. Artworks can be floated without a mat, or if it's more traditional, put a mat on it, and mats come in. Thank you. All like this. This is a silk mat. So it's 100% rag mat that's wrapped in silk. So that's we can do that. This one here is silk with a 12 karat white gold fillet.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. These are rag mat boards, and they come in all different tones. We're not interested in doing like red or green or purple mats because the primary reason is it interferes with the artwork and takes away from the artist's idea of what they want.
Right.
So we use neutral for the most part, that bring, as I said at the beginning, to bring out the best in the artwork. We don't want people to walk in to someone's home and say, "Oh, wow, that's a beautiful frame," but the artwork doesn't look like much.
Yeah.
It's the artwork that counts.
Yeah.
We want to make it look as best as possible. Yeah, so that's that. Then this is a linen mat right here. And then over there, you're going to pick up that linen liner. Thank you. Also linen liner, so we use these when we're framing paintings that we want to give some breathing room and give them some space. So that because you don't know what kind of wall it's going on, and if let's say if it's a room that has a lot of busy wallpaper, it's a good idea to put a linen liner or have a mat with 3 or 4 inches enough space around it to give it some breathing room. Yeah.
That is important.
Yeah. And the linens can come in. This is a more natural linen, but it comes in lighter, whiter, what they call oyster also.
Yeah, it's amazing how many different shades of white and neutral colors there are, but even though it's subtle, those little subtle shifts really make a difference to the final outcome. So it's important to take the time too to really assess the different options.
Yeah, and as far as now the glazing, that's improved over the years. So now the conservation to maintain the good qualities in the artwork without fading, we have archival plexiglass, which takes out 99% of the ultraviolet light. And we also have conservation clear glass, which is also 99% UV protection. And then there's museum glass, which in addition to having 99% UV protection, it also eliminates 90 or 95% of any reflection or glare. So it gives you the best viewing experience. It's more expensive.
Wow.
And there's another product called Museum Acrylite, which is like museum glass, except it's acrylic and you can't break it. So if you have an expensive piece and you have to ship it, sometimes it makes sense to use that.
Yeah.
Right. So
it's great to have all those
so that's
options.
kind of the essence of the framing business.
Wonderful. Are there any common pitfalls that people fall into with framing that would be good to be
that's a
aware
really
of?
good question. So a lot of people come in and they say, well, I just want a plain black frame. Well, I kind of try to discourage that for the most part, because you don't want to be just looking at a black frame. Because you don't want your eye to be drawn to the frame instead of to the artwork.
Right.
However, I mean, there are exceptions to that. And so, like, this is one of my favorite uses where it's not actually black, but it's very subtle. You know, you can kind of see, and so it has a nice patina. It's smooth and it's beautiful.
It is. I like that kind of wood grain to it.
Yeah. And then another popular frame is just a narrow silver with a little black accent on it.
Ooh, nice.
That's good too. And silver, if you want the framing to be kind of neutral, then silver is a really good option, or a natural light wood tone. Yeah.
All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this latest episode of Articulating with David Barnett. I know I certainly learned a lot about the framing process today, so thank you, David, for sharing about that.
My pleasure.
And if you made it to the end of this video, as a thank you, we would like to offer you a 10% discount if you have something that needs framing. We would love it if you would bring it into the gallery, and when you mention this episode, we'll give you that discount.
And you'll also get our expert free design service and recommendations.
Yes.
To make your life easier.
Yes. So our next event at the gallery is happening August 20th. That's from 6 to 8 p.m. And that will be an artist talk with David. And he'll be discussing his latest series of work inspired by the music of George Gershwin. So we hope you can join us for that as well. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thanks for listening.